Hi guys, welcome to Evolution Mindset. Today I've got a wonderful guest, Gabrielle Salvatore. She's a trauma-informed mentor and she has her own company by the name of Etherea. So Gabrielle, what made you do this job?
What led me to it was traumas that I've experienced in my own life. So 17, I was involved in a head-on car accident and that resulted in the death of my father. My two siblings both became schizophrenic and I then had PTSD, long-term depression, anxiety, and basically a lot to deal with. So there were many other traumas as well that were along the way. Led me to a path of my own self-healing, and to do that was extremely hard. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to get out of this mindset of being broken and a victim of everything, and I wanted to change that and change the trajectory of my life. So I looked at lots of different avenues to do that. Gabor Mate, emotional wound attached to that, and that's what he talks about. So I found the way he describes it, the way he moves through trauma and how he describes it, excellent. So I've used a lot of his analogies.
Can you describe to me what it feels like in an easier way for me to understand what trauma is? Like how would you describe it?
So it's a complex thing, trauma. So it's not only the physical aspect of what happens to you, but it's the emotional events.
I just want to know, and I guess a lot of you guys would like to know too, what helped you in your own journey? What stood out the most in your healing path?
For me, there wasn't one thing. And that's why I've actually designed my course the way I have, because I don't believe one thing will help you recover over, like, from complex traumas or any traumas, because the trauma lives in the mind but also in the body, in the fascia. Until we totally integrate like the mind and the body and even the spirit, you're never going to be fully healed. So I did therapy for years, which was amazing. It taught me a lot about myself, and I got to understand why I did certain things, patterns and all the rest of it. But then there was still something missing. And then I started delving into, I got taken to a Buddhist meditation center. And then I started listening to what they were saying, and it opened up a whole new world of how to think. Also, I started listening to affirmations every day. Every single day, every morning, I would play them and it would put me in a different mindset. So I started rewiring my brain.
What stood out to you when you were going through this trauma? What was the healing parts of it? Was there anything specific that stood out for you?
In my own journey, I would have to say there's no one thing. I did traditional therapy for many years, many years. I found that very helpful, very insightful. It helped me understand myself a lot better, why I think things certain ways. But there was always something missing for me. And then as I started delving into it more, I found that there was a lot more to healing than just going and talk therapy. Now there's been a lot more research actually on trauma and what it does to the body as well as the mind. So now the global experts are basically saying that to shift trauma, you really do need to shift it out of the body as well. So that's why you see a lot of women especially have fibromyalgia, they have migraines, they have autoimmune diseases, a lot of ailments with the body, because a lot of women traditionally have endured a lot of traumas. And so we hold it not only in the mind but in the body. So one of my things with my course, I like to inform people about what happens to you when you experience trauma with the mind, but also what happens with the body. Then we can explore what modalities suit you. So for me, you know, breath work was very powerful. Somatic exercising, working through the body, like working it out of the body, and also in a holistic sense. So working on the mind, body, and the spirit. So actually, faith was a huge thing for me as well. In my journey, I was attending NA groups once a week with a client, and it actually reintroduced me to the concept of spirituality.
Oh wow.
And that faith in a higher power is a huge, powerful thing. So there was many different aspects that got me to this place of just being in a really peaceful, beautiful, healthy place where I now feel like I want to help others. And I have done in a personal capacity for many years. I've been the go-to.
Oh yeah, I know, because I've come to Gabby and I've had like issues, and she's like, well, this is where you have to work, this. Gabby is amazing. If you haven't been onto her website, go have a look at her courses. If not, the links are below, guys. Click subscribe, go have a look at Gabby's work. She's amazing. She's helped me throughout. I know I've called her several times. I'm like, we've been back and forth in our journey on humps and bumps, but you've helped me a lot and I appreciate it. So insightful, so helpful, and it's like the regalness of you, and I'm so inspired. Like your attention to detail is amazing, and because of trauma, and I'm not so familiar, I've gone through with it, but where do you start? Where do you end? And what's a complex trauma to a small trauma to a large trauma? She just explains it all. It's like, go to it. But like, yeah, thank you so much. What do you focus on when you're supporting others when it comes to trauma? What's your main focus on that person?
So I actively listen. I think that's really important. A lot of people just want someone to listen to them. They may not have people in their life that actually listen. So that's really important, to be understanding as to what they've been through. And because of many things that I've been through, I feel that I'm actually able to offer, from my own experiences, a good level of understanding of what someone has been through when they've been through various traumas in their life, because I've been through lots of different ones. I'm able to understand. Then we can work out how best to move through it. When they do the course, they will learn about why they, as we've discussed, their patterns of behaviours, why they think a certain way, why they act a certain way, their body reacts a certain way. And we explore different modalities so that they can then release the trauma. Because if you don't release it, it stays with you. You have to release it from the body. So that's one of the hugest things that is coming out in studies, and all the global experts these days are saying. So I've researched many different things regarding trauma. Now, courses, certificates, things to get me to look at it from every angle. So I feel a person in my position is very unique, because there's probably not so many trauma therapists and trauma people that have been through the amount of traumas that I've been through, and able to offer the insight that I can, and the understanding of the depth of what it is to get you out of that space.
Absolutely.
How strong you have to be mentally to get out of that space. It's like I've been, having to pull yourself out of being suicidal is a huge thing, which I've experienced myself. And for me to be able to pass on what I've learned and what I understand and how I got out of it, if I can just help, some people go on and live a fulfilling life, is just amazing for me. Yeah, and I think everything you go through is for a reason.
Absolutely.
You don't see it at the time, but and like I remember that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that, because there's times when I thought, wow, but you know, you get through and you find an inner strength. And that's why, you know, like I wrote the workbook, and because, you know, you can rise from everything. You don't have to let it define you. And that's one thing that I really didn't want everything that I've been through to define me. And I think other people need help in navigating how to get out of that.
Absolutely.
And start leading a beautiful, creative, wonderful life.
Absolutely. Nothing worse than going to a therapist or to a psychologist or anyone who doesn't have experience of that sort of experience in your field, in trauma. And it can resonate, you know, when you go through that traumatic stage in life. Instead of someone saying, well, you could do this, you're like, you're not hearing me because I'm saying this. It's already painful enough just to think about it. Physically trying to do something about it may not be ideal to what they're saying. Textbook doesn't work, and that's the beauty of you, because like whenever I go to Gab for any of the advice, she's like, yeah, well, I could say this, but I know deep down inside you feel like this. And I'm like, whoa, how do you know that? Whereas some people just don't have that impact, which is great that you've got a certification. I have one last question. What's one of the steps that someone can take if they want to begin the healing process when it comes to trauma?
I would say perhaps having a look at my workbook. I have a workbook on my website.
How exciting. Do you have a copy with you?
Yeah. That's it there.
Wow. Guys, look how wonderful this book is. If you haven't got it, go get yourself a copy. The link is in the bio on the bottom. Or even go to Gabby's webpage and grab the book. That looks amazing. So tell me about this book.
So I wrote it as a gentle beginning for thinking about dealing with trauma. So it has a small history of my own trauma in there, and how I started changing my mindset and just my thought processes, and just starting to think and change. And then in the end, there's some reflection questions. So it kind of gets you into, very gently, that mindset of evolving, changing, trying to get out of the victim, or that mindset of, you know, like, oh, you know, everything's happened to me. When we can change our story, we can rewrite our story. Yeah, you don't have to be defined what's happened to you. You can rewrite your story and make it a whole new thing. So if you feel like you are ready, I would send me a message, reach out on my website, send me an email and say that you're thinking about starting the process. How does it work? You know, like, I'm very empathetic. I'm very happy to talk to you about what you want to get out of this process, what help you need. I'm there.
Well, that's awesome. If you ever want to reach out to Gabby, guys, don't hesitate. Take a minute, give her a phone call, email her if you feel it's much more better for you to email, and then get in touch. It only takes that one step, and that's the hardest, but you're worth it. And we all know that trauma creates that path to healing, and healing starts with the right people. Gabby is the right people. So on next time, let's when we chat with Gabby again, hopefully you'll come on again next time, Gabby. But very insightful. If you have any questions or anything, please put some questions down there. Get in touch with Gabby. Her links are below. And it was lovely again to meeting up with you. Can't wait to read this book and get in touch with it. I'm just going to grab it. If you haven't seen it, screenshot it now if you like. And grab the book. It's amazing to start off with trauma, especially when you're wanting to heal. So I'm Avril Jurians, and this is Gabrielle Salvatore, and we're talking about trauma, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.